So this little fellow came to me via a slightly circuitous route, because I ordered him originally and he didn't turn up, and a Xindi reptilian warship turned up instead. But Zavi were very helpful, and they rectified their mistake and let me keep the Xindi ship. But this is the one I was actually after, and this is a Romulan Scout, which I will now unbox for you in the sort of generic box that they sometimes come in. Now, I've always loved the Romulan designs from Next Gen. I thought they were really cool, and they were green, which is great. Why can't they be green? Absolutely no reason why a spaceship can't be green. And there she is. This rather sort of lovely kind of, I don't know, how do you sort of semicircular wing, and it looks for all the world as if it wants to be a Romulan Diderodex warbird when it grows up, but it just hasn't quite got there yet. It's very much in a similar style, so it's got the sort of, the outslung warp nacelles on the end of its wings, just like the Diderodex has, but it's got sort of a solid chunky single wing, rather than having the pair that the Diderodexes have. A nice sort of spine to it as well. Now, I think we saw this one. We saw this a couple of times. I think we saw it in The Defector, which is a great episode, and I think we also saw it in another one where the Romulans were experimenting with a phased cloak technology that went a bit car on them. But as I say, I think it makes perfect sense. It's such a logical style of Romulan ship based on the Diderodexes, and it's in much the same way that the Federation runabouts are a very logical extension of a large shuttle that looks a little bit like a Relianty sort of ship from the Federation. So let me just crack the stand open for you. Quite a chunky stand for a relatively small ship, actually, but that's because of the wings, of course. I don't envy them having to build these stands kind of from scratch for every type of model that they have to put out. But for what I didn't pay for this, I'm more than happy with not getting the magazine, although I'm sure the magazine would be quite interesting. But this was one of the ones I got from a sort of a 4 for £20 offer from Zavi, which is crazy, because that's like less than half the price it would normally be. I'm getting a Thunderbird 2 vibe off it now, direct to the camera. That's crazy, isn't it? No reason why I wouldn't, though, being a Jerry Anderson fan, and Thunderbird 2 being gratuitously green, of course. So there she is. So it's I don't think we ever saw it. I don't think we ever saw them in Deep Space Nine. I think we saw a little Romulan shuttle in Deep Space Nine. But despite their involvement in the Dominion War, I don't think we ever saw any smaller ships than the Diderodexes, which I always thought was a bit odd, really, because Starfleet seems to be quite unusual in that it has this whole shed load of range of different mainline ships that it has, of varying designs. And yet, if you look at the Klingons, you get birds of prey and you get battle cruisers, and with the Romulans you get this, which is presumably the nearest we get to a bird of prey, and you get the big honking warships, and there's nothing in the middle. So why the other races don't vary it, there's probably all sorts of good reasons why they don't, but it is interesting that we don't see more variations and more variants than as compared with what we get with the Federation style ones. But I'm eminently happy with what we do see, because they're really beautiful organic ships, organic looking ships anyway, which we just haven't seen in Star Trek really up until that point. They were very, very interesting and had real character to them, and they had a sort of a psychological intention behind them, which was quite unusual as well. I can't imagine that it's a funny thing, isn't it? You don't have to design these ships like that. This is a conscious choice to make them look like this and to colour them like this as well. So it's interesting. So yeah, that's it's a nice one to add to my. Again, this would have been part of the Challenger video, but it came late because obviously they had to sort of resend it outside of the rest of the order, bless them. But they dealt with it admirably, Zavi. Fair dues to them. So can't say fairer than that. So yeah, well, certainly one I'd recommend because I think it has it because it's got such a sort of unique character. So I hope that's been of use to you, and I think that concludes my my filming for this evening because I don't have any other boxes to open at the moment. Perhaps once I rearrange my collection a little bit further, I'll see what gaps I have left. I'm pretty sure I'm still missing an Enterprise at the smaller scale, so I think I need to look at sourcing that, and then I'll probably just wait for the next 2 offers to come along to see what I want to get next. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, do subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers for now.